I know you are here to attain something. That's why you are missing it. I'm here to...
Bars!
Hello, folks. It's me, and that's him.
And it's Osho. Fastest intro ever. This was recommended to us on Instagram, right?
See.
Someone sent us this video on Instagram, goes, "This will not get blocked," and it's
True.
Osho. And we haven't watched Osho in a while, so both of us were like, what?
Huh?
We'll see. Did it reach you? Is it blocked? But it's cool to have people reach out on Instagram too. You can check out Instagram in the description below.
Yes.
We post just some like stuff that you guys do, some art that you guys have sent us, which is super cool, and then just a bit more personal stuff.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, it's cool to connect on all these platforms because what is the internet if not for connection? I heard Shakespeare say that one time.
You did?
Yeah.
Me too.
Cool.
Let's go.
All right. What is your purpose?
The first question. You have said that there are no goals in life, no purpose. And yet we are all here with enlightenment as our goal. Please speak on this. If you are here with enlightenment as your goal, you cannot be here. Physically you may appear to be here, but you cannot be with me. The goal is in the future. I am here, and a mind which is goal-oriented is bound to be in the future.
This is lovely.
We will never meet. I know you are here to attain something. That's why you are missing it. I'm here to...
Bars! I know you are here to attain something. That's why you're missing it.
Ram Dass said that one time he was with a woman. Just like, she came up to him, and he goes, and she's like, "I'm a seeker." And he goes, "Well, are you ever going to be a finder?"
It's true.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
It's such a...
It's a conundrum.
Yeah, it's
For
a
sure.
It's a conundrum because, in a sense, you need, a direction.
Sure.
But it's... here's something that happened today. I was, this whole morning, planning a potential thing to happen this evening because a friend is visiting from Utah, and trying to get all these different people, figure out what's going on, and I'm so up in my head, just staring at a screen, clicking all these different people, getting stressed out about stuff going on a screen. And then finally I was like, all right, all these other people need to reply and understand what's happening before I can do anything else. So I'm just running these things. So I put my phone down, walk outside, and there's just a bunch of insects, and there's a butterfly that's on this leaf, and it just or on a little flower, it just goes from this flower to that flower back to this flower. And I'm just no wonder humans are so stressed. We're just we're just trying to do all these things, and this thing just went from one flower back. And and I was just wow, that is really not having a goal right there. You're just doing,
That's very nice.
Yeah. Just always nice to look at nature, because it's
Yeah, I think the special thing about that for me is that usually when you're looking at nature, it's a completely different pace of life than what you're on. Here's a great quote. It was like, nature does not rush, yet everything is done.
Oh, that's the exact thing. That is the exact thing.
It's like you're not going anywhere. The work gets done, but there's no stressed out worker. There's no worker. You know, it's just the work is just, it's not even work. It's just, we're just doing stuff.
It's just whatever.
It's just whatever. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Persuade you to drop the very idea of attaining anything whatsoever. Enlightenment, moksha, nirvana, God included. If you drop this goal-oriented mind, and there is none other than goal-oriented mind, there is no other mind. If you drop it, you are enlightened. Enlightenment is not a search. It is a realization. It is not a goal. It is the very nature of life itself. As life is, it is enlightened. It needs nothing to be added, to be improved.
Wait, first, what was that first thing he said?
The first thing he said was, the mind is always goal-oriented, so if you drop your mind, you'll be enlightened.
Oh, yes, and that the mind is goal-oriented, and that's the only mind that exists. Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Yeah.
The thing with the mind that keeps getting me is that every time I catch myself thinking, it's because my mind is trying to figure something out. Like, it's a very helpful tool. Mm-hmm. And that's been so big. But it's like, every time it's a made-up debate about a made-up thing, and that's cool that he said that, because it is all driven around a very certain goal.
And I think goal also, I relate more to the word desire, because I feel like that's somehow interconnected to the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know how the mind has a goal, but the goal is like something you're trying to get to, which feels like desire, which is more in the spiritual realm, I feel like, of things talked about. And so it, like, oftentimes the mind's, at least for me, the mind's goal is like satisfaction or happiness, and there needs to be a transcendence of that. I feel like even the goal or the desire to be happy or to be satisfied.
Yes.
In a really crazy way.
Yeah, that brings me to the idea of, you know, like pain and pleasure both being impermanent. And like, so what can you be that is satisfied? You know, because it feels like both of those things are gonna, like, if pleasure is impermanent, then you're never gonna be satisfied if it's pleasure.
Right.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And then I love that idea or the experience of, and redefining joy as outside of, as a different thing from pleasure.
Yeah.
And it's like, joy can be there in pain or pleasure.
Oh yeah.
You know, like you could have a hurt arm and still have a great time.
Lovely.
Which we normally don't, you know.
Sadhguru says that, like, totally on this point. He said once in a video I was watching that what we should be looking to do here is, who cares if when we die we go to heaven or hell? We'll make it pleasant regardless. Come on.
Nice.
It's like, if you could get to a point of just regular nothingness where, like, you can exist in a place that's beyond your karmic bubble, your emotions, your thoughts. If you can exist in a place that's kind of like a base level of just emptiness or just stillness, then you won't have the barriers to go through. Because there was another thing that Sadhguru said, that the guru is only good enough at teaching another person in the respect that in how much the receiver is going to be receptive. So like you could have a moment with a guru even if you're not receptive, but if you were receptive, the moment could just be more than a moment. It could be a lifetime of change. You know what I mean? So it's all about your receptivity to a gift if it comes.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what we're in training to do right now.
And it just makes me think about how every different state of being you're in is like you're that consciousness, that observer, whatever it is, traveling through all the states. So whether it's like dreaming, waking life, you're on a drug, whatever the heck the situation is, as long as you are fostering the observer and having that observer be fully there.
In all the states.
In all the states.
Not just this one. Try, like, cool practices, just like try to see how many states you could go into. And just go there and then try and be conscious in it. You know? Could be lucid dreaming. It could be, like you said, like doing a drug. It could be going into a trance state. It could be just doing a mantra. It could be being in meditation. It could be deep sleep. It could, you know, anything.
And it's like the just mastering that calmness behind it all. Like I love that. The stillness.
Yeah. And oh man, we're just gonna keep going. An interesting thing was the other day I tried to enter into a dream. Just like it was just an attempt to lay down, walk into the dream world.
Yeah.
And there's this like void that I've been able to like, I'm not even going to describe. It's like I jump into blackness and I've always been too afraid to come back. Yeah. And I gave my best effort so far to do it the other day. And every time I would start to make progress, there would be like certain weirder things that would start to happen, or I'd get a whisper in my ear. And it's like my adrenaline spiked and the stillness couldn't exist anymore, because you always talk about when you're lucid dreaming, you have to stay super calm. And I just realized that I was not able to do that. Yeah. And, oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's crazy.
It was so hard.
It's the craziest when you're like, you can't have that moment of like, oh, I'm getting somewhere.
Yeah. And that's just how it is in life too. Yeah. It's just how it is in life.
Right when you do that, you've stepped away from life.
Yes.
You know? And it's like...
Very good.
That's just that stillness. It's crazy that is like...
Yeah. It's like, can you move through life without being moved? Can you be unmoving in life?
And that doesn't mean unexperiencing. That means experiencing as deeply as possible. Yeah. Without moving. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah. No, the other day I was feeling a tough emotion, and my goal was to go as deep into it as I could, while also being completely still. And that was
crazy.
It was like kind of successful. It was really crazy. I've never, because it used to be go as deeply into the bad emotion as you can be and feel it through.
Yeah.
Feel it as deeply as you can, and then after you feel like justified about feeling good now because you've gone through it. Oh. And now the different mindset is like you watch who's going through it and you're like, you're kind of giggling at it even though you're still...
Can you be joyous while being sad?
Wow. What a ride. Holy shit.
You can tell we haven't talked about this type of stuff for a few days.
Yeah.
Whoa. All right, well, we made it 2 minutes.
Holy shit.
Life is perfect. It is not moving from imperfection to perfection. It is moving from perfection to perfection. You are here to attain something that is functioning as a barrier. Drop that barrier. Just be here. Forget about any purpose. Life cannot have any purpose. Life is the purpose. How it can have any other purpose? Otherwise you will be in an infinite regress. And that purpose will have another purpose. And that another purpose will have another purpose. Life.
He just keeps going, and that purpose will have another purpose. And that purpose will
And
have
you could
another
just feel
purpose.
his eyes on you the
And that-
whole
yeah,
time.
yeah.
And that purpose will have another purpose. That is a really cool point, though. Like, I also just like the idea of when you're living a goal-driven life. It's like, so you attain the ultimate goal. Congrats. Like, what?
And Sadhguru,
What now?
and Sadhguru says we're treating everyone like racehorses.
Mm.
And the problem with like the mass amounts of young people committing suicide that we're finding is, he says, this is his perception, that subconsciously we're treating our kids like racehorses. And so subconsciously they're like, well, how do I get to the finish line?
Mm.
Finish line is death. If you're treating life as a race, as a goal, you try to get to the finish line as quick as possible. And so, yeah.
Rather than just having kids be fully where they are.
Yeah.
And just be life.
Yeah. I mean, is there anyone here who didn't have parents or just an environment around them on some level that seemed like there was a goal put onto you? It's as if other people's goals were just stacked onto you higher and higher and higher until you had an idea of what the world was that was a box.
And they still are every day. Scroll down Instagram one time and you just see all of the goals that are laid out.
Uh-huh.